Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Yolanda. I'm not ready. Let me put the intro again. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. In a minute.
Et voilà, it's time for a new video, it's time for a new life. Et voilà, it's time for a new video, it's time for a new life. Et voilà,
Sorry, I forgot to put it in a loop. I forgot to take my medication. Just a second. It's not a very good prepared start to this live, right? Hoi, hoi. Hoi, hoi, Yolanda. Hi, Cricket. Yeah, just listen, Cricket Cinema. Be careful while you're driving. We're going to start in a little while. So what I'm going to talk about today is CCHR in France and in Germany, Berlin more precisely. And we'll show you some stuff. And that is information thanks to Yolanda or Faza in Switzerland. And then we can have a chat, and then we can have a Q&A. And I don't want to do this too long, so let me see what time it is. About an hour or so. I think that should be enough. Let's see. Yeah, so you don't see me a lot lately. If you see me, it's going to be more likely on a weekend. Perhaps if I'm not too tired in the evening on a school day. I'm working on, how you say that? I have a temporary job until the end of the year. And I can't work from home. So it's a huge change for me that I worked from home for 5 years, and now it takes me about an hour to go into Edinburgh, coming home another hour. So I have to get early, very early in the morning to take the dogs out, feed them, etc. And then go on the express buses quite early in the morning. So the buses are not stuck too much in traffic. So by the time I'm coming home in the evening, I'm exhausted. I'm an old lady. Bonsoir, antics of a mama squirrel. I'm just trying to remember the word squirrel in French. Écureuil. Écureuil. Okay. Let's see what else. And I did announce my second channel about 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't done anything. Well, it's not 100% true. I've done all the intros for all the Real Housewives franchises. That took me quite a while. But then, the work comes first at the moment. But I'll hope I'm gonna do some over the weekend. It's just the editing of the video takes a long time because I have so much ideas in my head and I want to put it in a video in that way. And then, it takes a little bit longer. What did you? Squirrel is tricky for native English speakers to say. You did great. I thought so. You meant non-native English. I've been 25 years in the UK, and I heard English most of my life because my parents lived in Australia. My dad loved English language. We always had people coming from England, Australia to visit. So since we were little, my brother and I heard English. So, but look, antics of Mama Squirrel. There are still words I can't pronounce, honestly. Until I don't know, 20 years ago, I couldn't pronounce the word independence. But that is the reason behind it was, I think, is because it's the same word in French, but you pronounce it differently in French. So in French, you say indépendance. So I couldn't pronounce it in the English way until one day, the light bulb went off, and then I could say independence. But for a long, long time, I just couldn't say it. Squirrel world are usually pretty tricky. Yeah, you see, in America, you call them chips. We call them crisps in England or in the UK. And I never had the issue to say crisps, but a lot of my non-English speaking friends, well, the ones that live in the UK, but like me, English is not their mother tongues. They have difficulties to say crisps. So yeah, and because for example, in France and Switzerland, where you speak French, or Belgium, chips are actually crisps. But in America, you call them chips as well. But in the UK, fries are called chips. Fish and chips. I'm not going to start talking about food because otherwise I'm going to be hungry. And as I shouldn't have said the word. My cat is already looking at me saying, "Ooh," but it's over an hour early. So, okay, let's start. So, like in my description, CCHR in France and Germany. Now, what is CCHR? For the ones who know me, you know that I can't stand abbreviations. If they are in English, French, German, I do not like them. So CCHR is Citizen. You see, it starts already. Citizens Commission on Human Rights. So we'll go into it. I'm going to pop up the website and quickly read through it. I'm not going to read too much to it, then get into the French part, and then we'll move to the German part, which is important. So whoever is watching on live or replay, if you have friends in Germany, specifically in Germany, and they know people in Berlin, let them watch the live or this video and make people aware. You will understand in a little bit why. Okay, so let me see. Also, before I start, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Secondly, in general, my chat is very loving and respectful to each other. So I hope it's going to continue like that. If I see something a bit nasty, then I will decide on the spot if we're going to put you on a timeout or not. I don't really like to block people or put them on timeout. I'd rather people try to be nice to each other. There's enough bad blood in the world and wars. We don't need that in my chat either. If something comes across that is really nasty, then it's goodbye. That's it. So I never really said things like that before, but my channel is starting to grow. I'm at exactly 250 subscribers. So I'm quite pleased with that. You might think it's not a lot, but for me, it's a lot. So I'm quite happy. Yeah, so keep it nice and loving. That's the main thing, yeah? Peace and love. And let's start with the French part. So, sorry. First, we're going to go into what the CCHR is, and then we'll move to the part from France, and then we'll take it from there. Pardon me. Where's the button? Oh, here. Yeah, I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old. Yeah, okay. Okay, here it is. So that's their website, cchr.org, and that's the international one in English. There's also the cchr.fr for the French one, French website. So, what is the Citizens Commission on Human Rights? Is a non-profit mental health watchdog responsible for helping to enact more than 180 laws protecting individuals from abusive or coercive practices. CCHR has long fought to restore basic, inalienable human rights to the field of mental health, including but not limited to full informed consent regarding the medical legitimacy of psychiatric diagnosis, the risk of psychiatric treatments, the right to all available medical alternatives, and the right to refuse any treatment considered harmful. CCHR was co-founded in 1969 by the Church of Scientology, ding dong, and Professor of Psychiatry Emeritus Dr. Thomas Schasch at a time when patients were being warehoused in institutions and stripped of all constitutional, civil, and human rights. CCHR functions solely as a mental health watchdog, working alongside many medical professionals, including doctors, scientists, nurses, and those few psychiatrists who have taken a stance against the biological drug model of disease that is continually promoted by the psychiatric pharmaceutical industry as a way to sell drugs. It is a non-political, non-religious, non-profit organization dedicated solely to eradicating mental health abuse and enacting patient and consumer protections. CCHR's board of advisors, called commissioners, include doctors, scientists, psychologists, lawyers, legislators, educators, business professionals, artists, and civil and human rights representatives. People frequently ask if CCHR is of the opinion that no one should ever take psychiatric drugs, but this website is not dedicated to opinion. It is dedicated to providing, pardon me, oh, sorry. Oh, gee. Oh, so sorry. Let's start that sentence again. It is dedicated to providing information that the multi-billion-dollar psychopharmaceutical industry does not want people to see or to know. The real question, therefore, is this: do people have a right to have all the information about A, the known risk of the drugs and or treatment from unbiased, non-conflicted medical review, B, the medical validity of the diagnosis for which drugs are being prescribed, C, all non-drug options, essentially informed consent, and D, the right to refuse any treatment they considered harmful. Let me give you my opinion until now. It sounds good, doesn't it? But my problem is, it was co-founded by the Church of Scientology and a professor of psychiatry. For me, this doesn't work together. We do know the cult of Scientology um, doesn't have much. They don't really like psychiatry, etc. So this marriage doesn't sound normal to me. But we'll get into Thomas Tush later on. So we're in the 21st century, right? Um, yes, in the olden days, I'm talking about 70, 80, 90 years ago, yes, people were housed in institutions, and but because people, they didn't know much about mental health issues, right? There were no drugs or medicine for it. And there were electrotherapies, and I'm pretty sure there's still some electrotherapies used around the world. But and like in every profession, there might be some psychiatrists that are not working very ethically. But hey, just look at some doctors. We have a good example within the Church of Scientology, which is Dr. David Minkoff. Shall I say more? I don't think so. So yeah, that's very nice and things. But I think if I would go to a psychologist, because say I'm not a professional, I don't know a lot about these things, but say um, if you have chronic depression, etc. Oh, and by the way, I only see my browser. I don't see you nor the chat at the moment. So I will come to the chat in a little while, okay? Just that you know. But there are certain mental health issues that you need medication. And I think every medication, okay, this is just ibuprofen, but every medication has I mean, in the UK, like most European countries, this is regulated. You have everything in here. And if you don't understand, then you ask your doctor, or you ask your psychiatrist, or psychologist, or whatever they are called. There are so many names these days. I don't know which one to use anymore. But you know, you see what I'm saying. So for me, all this sounds amazing, right? I have an issue that this is again a front um, a front for Scientology again because it was co-founded, and that very long ago in 1969. So that was about 17 years later after Scientology was created by Ron Hubbard, right? So let's go a bit further down. I think there's not much left. CCHR has worked for more than 50 years for full informed consent in the field of mental health and the right to all the information regarding psychiatric diagnosis and treatment, not just the information coming from those with a vested interest in keeping the public in the dark. Look, we're in the 21st century. Come on, sorry, but uh, people talk more and more about mental health. There are people sometimes know more than their own psychiatrist. I mean, I'm sorry, but in this, it is in this spirit that we present you with videos, blog news, medical experts, and blah blah blah. As a non-profit organization, it is through public donation that we are able to continue our educational campaigns. Okay, so that's what is the CCHR. Now, let me just come back quickly to you guys. Here you are. Here we are. Where are we? Okay, let me look at them. Hi, Arishmart. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, the English language has too many words meaning the same similar thing. That is true. Okay, so that is, let me go back to my browser. Now, I just wanted to make sure everyone knows. So this is, again, for me, a front for what is it called? Scientology. Sorry. That would be good if everyone would forget their name and they would suddenly disappear, right? Okay, so this is Professor Dr. Thomas Chash, yeah, Thomas Stephen Chash. He was born in 1920 and passed away in 2012, so 12 years ago. He was Hungarian-American academic and psychiatrist. He served for most of his career as professor of psychiatry at the State University of New York, Upstate Medical University, and a distinguished lifetime fellow of the American Psychiatric Association, the life member of the American. He was best known as social critic of the moral and scientific foundation of psychiatry, as what he saw as the social control aims of medicine in modern society, as well as scientism. It's a bit strange though, right? He's a psychiatrist, but he's a social critic of it. He's a social critic of the moral and scientific foundation of psychiatry. Yeah, but if I look 150 years ago, where people didn't know about these things, right? Where you didn't have these professionals, then everyone should be a social critic of the moral and the scientific foundation of psychiatry, because they didn't know much about it, right? So yeah, I'm not going to go too much into it, but just that you know where he comes. Maintained throughout his career that he was not anti-psychiatry, but rather that he opposed coercive psychiatry. He was a staunch opponent of civil commitment and involuntary psychiatric treatment, but he believed in and practiced psychiatry and physiotherapy between consenting adults. Okay. All right, let me come back to you guys. Oh, you didn't see that, did you? No, because I let me show you that again. Perhaps if I do entire screen. Sorry, it's gonna look a bit scary first. Woo! All right. Here we go. That's Thomas. Shash Tamash is one. So Thomas Stephen Sash. So that's the part I was reading you. So he was the co-founder with the Church of Scientology. Co-founder of the CCHR. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you guys. Let's remove that for a little while. Okay. Fair enough. Now, okay, so I'm gonna go back to the website, to the browser. Sorry, it's one of these days. So what's happening with CCHR in France? Let me go there. Let's put this back. Let's go to that's on the Scientology-news.ch website. So CH is for Switzerland. And that is the title, CCHR France recognized as a non-profit organization. So the Commission des Citoyens pour les Droits de l'Homme France was recently recognized as a non-profit association by the French tax authorities. This is the decision of the regional Directorate for Public Finances of Île-de-France and Paris of 22nd of March 2024. The verification carried out in the context of a tax ruling, a binding opinion obtained in advance from the competent tax authority, shows that the association Commision falls under Article 200, Paragraph 1, letter B, and Article 238 bis, Paragraph 1, letter A of the French Tax Code CGI. The Commission des Citoyens pour les Droits de l'Homme fights for the respect of human rights and fundamental freedoms in the field of psychiatry and mental health in France. It is committed to ensuring that France moves towards a mental health system based on a compliant with human rights. CCHR France calls for the respect of fundamental freedoms in the field of mental health in France. Fundamental rights in psychiatry are enforced when French legislation and international human rights conventions in psychiatry are respected. CCHR is affiliated with the non-profit organization under U.S. law Citizen Commission on Human Rights International. This organization was founded in 1969 by the Church of Scientology and Dr. Thomas Schacht, and Professor Emeritus of Psychiatry, at the time when patients were being locked up in institutions and deprived of all constitutional, civil, and human rights. This organization has now created more than 250 local organizations in over 30 countries. CCHR was founded as an association in France in 1974. CCHR is a non-political, non-religious, non-profit organization that advocates for psychiatric reform that protects the dignity of patients from all forms of abuse through methods of practices that violate human rights. According to the tax authorities, CCHR meets all the requirements to be a non-profit organization because the association is not profit-making. Its management is altruistic and its activities do not benefit a limited group of people. Okay, so what do you guys think? I mean, when you read this, okay, yes, we need that because, as we know from so many other communities, different communities, not only our community, anti-Scientology stuff, there's corruption everywhere. Okay, so we do need something like that. What I have a problem with, it was co-founded by Scientology. So if this association is being made tax exempt in France, what is going to be the next step with Scientology in France, even though in France they're closed as a cult? So let me just come back quickly to say hello. Where are we? Okay. Hi, Karen. Hi, The Journey. Hi, Rachel. Okay, let me see. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rachel. I know YouTube had quite a lot of issues with the notification about 6 months ago, and then I thought it was really good. We'll try to figure out something else. Sometimes I do forget, but today I did actually put a link on my Facebook and on my Instagram and on X. Okay, let me see. I've seen this name before. Yolanda knows a lot about everything in... Oh. That's why I know his name. Also agent and in Brussels working into the EU office. So he's the boss of CCHR France. That is interesting. That is interesting. Okay, don't forget, in France, there is no Sea Org, okay? But certain positions within Scientology needs to be by an OSA agent. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. I've seen his name before, and that's I know Ludovic told me about him. Yeah. Oh, Journey, thank you. Let me see what you're saying. It's bigger on the screen than down there. So it's not licensed, not regulated, not held accountable to keep a higher level of care. Why mental health? We've learned so much more since that's true. Hypertech or whatever is stuck in an era that didn't have regulations. Exactly. That's what I was saying before. I don't know if you had already not the Journey, but that's what I was saying, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago, where they had no clue about psychiatry. They were no psychiatrists. That I understand. And the electroshock therapy was horrendous, but because they didn't know better, they didn't know how to treat people with mental health issues. The same, people were put in institution like cattle in a farm, in a barn, I mean, because they didn't know what to do with them. But like I said, we're in the 21st century, and there is corruption everywhere. I do understand that. But do we really need them? And what bothers me now even more, because Yolanda just told us that the boss of CCHR France is Eric Roux, and he's the OSA agent in France, and he's also working in Brussels into the EU offices. So what is Scientology's next step going to be in France, even though they're closed as a cult in France? That would be a good idea to speak with Ludovic about it. But at the weekend, he can't make it. But I will have a chat with him. We'll see what he says. Let me see, Yolanda. Thank you, The Journey. Jeff from Scientology France and all other friend groups. We meet him personally in Paris. Oh, I remember you told me that when they opened the new celebrity center, right? Yeah. I wish. At the very least, they're spreading a misinformation, which is incredibly dangerous, as in today's world, we know how important mental health is. Well, exactly. And I mean, when you saw early on with that Dr. Thomas Schasch, who co-founded CCHR with Scientology, he was born in 1920. So say he studied for 10, 15 years. So by 1950, fair enough, in 1950, 55, up to 69, when it was created or founded, they didn't have the information we have now. We're in 2024. And like I showed earlier on, fair enough, it was my box of ibuprofen, but you have a leaflet in there. It shows you the side effects, and it's regulated. I mean, in Europe, it's like that. You don't get medication, you don't have a leaflet in there. And if you don't understand what they're telling you, what is in that leaflet, you ask your psychiatrist or psychologist, and you ask your doctor what it is. And as soon as you have actually side effects, then go back and say, no, I can't take that. We need to find another. And I think people speak up much easier these days than they were 70, 80 years ago, right? So let me go back. anything outside the norm of what society was supposed to be, you were committed in the asylum institution. It's not English, yeah. The California University did a study called Stand for Prison Experiment. They learned so much. And what's going on with my mouse? Uh-oh. What's going on? Oh, I was frozen. Are you all still here? Sorry, there's something not working. Let me do that. Okay, let me, sorry, okay. Okay, so I'll have to start again. Sorry, everything was frozen. I couldn't see anything. Okay, anything outside the norm of what society was supposed to be, you were committed in asylum. In the 70s, the California Union, what's the matter with me today? University did a study called Stanford Prison Experiment. They learned so much, and changes of what was ethical practices were in place from this experiment. That sounds very interesting and good. CCHR works with outdated psychiatric information. Electrotherapy is used today in special cases, but only under anesthesia. Yeah, I agree. That's what I wanted to say as well. That is not a common therapy anymore, like they did at the beginning when they started to know about mental health and they had nothing else. New name. Wow, we haven't seen you in ages. Hello, hello. You at work? Oh, I'm glad you have a little break. You work on a Saturday? Oh my. But I'm glad to see your name, new name. I haven't seen you in a long time. Um that's why. But anyway, I don't live in California. I'm in the UK, but Stanford Prison Experiment. I think I heard of it. Stanford rings a bell. Yeah, autocorrect changes everything, doesn't it? Okay, so that is the thing, in France. That let me just quickly what is happening in France, and I am worried about it because what is going to happen later on, I know I missed it, but even here in Edinburgh, in Scotland, they were protesting about it. But I missed it. Otherwise, I would have gone to anti-protest against the protests, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Sorry. Hi, macht mir doch egal. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Okay, so that's the French part of CCHR. Now let's go to, and it's important. I thought I'm gonna make another video. It's not gonna be a live one, but I'm gonna do about the same subject, but in French for the French for my French viewers. So perhaps we'll get a little bit more information from there. Okay, so let's move on to the German part, and now you're going to see why it's important. So if you have friends, family living or co-workers, working in Germany, and they know people in Berlin, it's important to get them to watch this or go on Facebook. I'm gonna show you the Facebook part in a bit. Let me see. New Zimbardo, who did the Stanford prison experiment, died last month, old age. Oh. Wow. Thank you, new name. Okay, sorry. Let's go. Oh, gee. Sorry for that. Did I lose this? No, I didn't lose it. Okay, no, I'm losing it actually. I have to re-put it in the stage. Here we go. Okay, it just went back to. Okay, here we go. So CCHR is protesting on the 29th of November. Let me think, that's Friday. So that's in 2 weeks' time. In Berlin, it's between 1 and 6 p.m. Again, thank you, Yolanda from FASA in Switzerland. They came across that. Like I said, as I have a temporary job until the end of the year, I'm a little bit short on time at the moment to check everything. I do forget about Facebook these days. So thank you for Yolanda. Let me see if I click on here. We'll see it a bit bigger. So sorry, it's in German, but they're gonna protest against electroshocks. I don't know. Do they live 100 years ago? So Friday, 29th of November, between 1 and 6. Meeting point will be announced, so they don't have one. Loud protest in front of the Psychiatric Congress with speakers and entertainment. Oh. So they don't take this very seriously. Confirm your participate. Well, you have to confirm your participation. Is that the way you do that in Germany, Yolanda? We need your voice. So if you electrocomf therapy odor folder. Facts or of electroshocks. I can't remember. I saw trying to remember that picture. It wasn't here. They're showing all the. It wasn't on this page actually, but yeah. So what's going on today? It's my mouse. Sorry, guys. Do you actually see what I'm showing you or not? I'm just gonna come quickly into. Yeah, so as Yolanda says, sorry, I'm gonna stop, remove this. For the ones who don't know Yolanda, Yolanda is from the Free Anti-Scientology activist group in Switzerland called FASA. And she told me that, and she says it here, they informed the police and the government in Berlin. This protest, is it now go or no go? Is it a go or not a go, Yolanda? But if the police have given them the permission for protest, obviously they have the right to protest like every other group. Okay, the journey, new name, didn't know that the control of the Zimbarfeld was examined too. Examined to be unethical. Zimbardo didn't even realize he became part of the experiment. It was a truly unique event for Psy. Guys, I'm gonna have to look into that. It sounds interesting. These facts are lies. Lies, you mean? Yeah, okay. Yeah. New name. I personally knew someone who felt she benefited from the electric shock. It has a place and is no longer enforced. Yeah, that's what Yolanda was saying earlier on. New name, electroshock is only performed under anesthesia. Oh, it's a no-go. Oh, fantastic. How come? Oh, that's brilliant, Yolanda. Give us a little bit more information. You can write it in German. I can translate it if it goes faster for you to write. Don't worry. Oh, hello, Dawn. Dawn Gloves. Bonjour, Brigitte and chat. It's late morning in California. You know, guys, I wish I was in California at the moment. I see some of the activists in California walking around in shorts and flip flops, and that's what they told. What I got today as a notification, and it is. I hope I didn't hear. So, for the ones who don't know, I'm in Scotland. Okay, Scotland to be hit with blast of Arctic snow and ice. Can you see that? No, wait a second. I still have the. Stop, stop. Where's the camera? Okay, doesn't look very good. Scotland to be hit with blast of Arctic snow and ice. Great, right? Yeah. Who knows? Perhaps I'll find a job in California and move with my zoo to California next year. Okay, we're waiting for Yolanda. Okay, macht mir doch egal. So you got proper Scottish weather happening. Well, it was nice weather. We have, I mean, my electric blanket is not, is working practically all the time at the moment. At the moment, we have 6 degrees. So 6 degrees C into F. That's oh gee, 6. That's about 42 degrees Fahrenheit at the moment. So it's 10 to 8 in the evening here. Yeah. Ah, Yolanda, sorry. Wir haben die Behörden informiert, im Namen vom mit falschen Informationen diffamiert. Okay, so FASA informed the government in Germany and you know all the government places. They had to inform that sorry, I have a cold coming on. So they informed government that the CCHR wait, I'm trying to try so CCHR is defaming in the name of psychiatry. No, that the using psychiatry in the name of Scientology and giving false information. Yeah. Does it make sense what I just said? Otherwise, I have to retranslate it. Oh. I've been to Cape Town, but a long time ago, about, I don't know, was working for Shell Aviation, so about 23 years ago. Mm. Do me a favor, new name. Bring me some. I mean, we had sunshine, but we didn't have the temperature. Can you just bring the temperature over? But I don't. It's a long flight, huh? It's a. If I remember well, unless they're flying faster these days, but I think it was about 10 or 11 hours flight. Dawn, snow and ice. We had unexpected showers last night, but we're back to normal now. Come to LA. We'd love to have you here. Oh, I would love to be in LA. But I have to say that I don't only watch Street LA doing his police auditing. I watch others doing police auditing and streaming on YouTube. And I have to say, to be a tourist to come to LA worries me a little bit. I mean, there was a live stream I caught, and to be honest with you, I don't remember who it was, if it was Street LA or someone else. But there's a tourist crossing Hollywood Boulevard. I know some street vendor, and that street vendor calls the police, and that guy with his girlfriend, he's put in handcuffs, pushed to the wall, and I'm like, bloody hell! So you can't even cross a road without doing something wrong in someone's eyes. So if you police guys are treating tourists like that, LA, in my eyes, I always wanted to come to LA. Come on, at my age, that's in my mind is the old Hollywood, with the. I'm a bit old fashioned when it comes to that. Ask me about actors these days. I don't know them anymore. I don't know their names. And I find all the actresses these days looks the same, and the blokes as well. So, but for me, from James Dean to Rock Hudson, Charlton Heston, I could go on and on and on. These are actors. This was the iconic Hollywood. That's what I want to go and see, and then I want to see LA, and then meet people that I'm starting to meet in this community. But it's scaring me, if the police is treating people like that. But anyway, I will try to come anyway, probably next year. Oh, Rachel, I love mine too. Do you have one of these nice fluffy ones? Oh, and my cat loves it too. Yeah. I'm happy about the warm boots and the warm leather jacket too right now here in northern Germany. Our weather is similar. Northern Germany, so what's going on today? Geography in general, I'm not too bad, but when certain countries that I haven't concentrated on very much, I'm not very good. It's just under 12. I wasn't too far off. Yeah. Oh, from Heathrow. You're leaving from Heathrow. But it's beautiful, and the beaches. Oh, gee, it's beautiful. It was on stream from Street LA. Yolanda, you watch everything that I watch too. Oh, it was Street LA. Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit scary, to be honest with you. Well, scary. Yeah, the LPD is scary to watch. Yeah. I didn't want to get shot on my recent visit to the US, so I avoided old school. Sorry, a bit fail. No, I understand. I mean, come on. We don't hear that very much here in the UK or in other European countries very often. When we hear it, it's in America. I'm sorry for my American friends here, but that's what we hear. So, and I probably, the more we hear that, it might start to happen here too, but I hope not. Touch wood. Wood. Where's wood? My body, you're not made out of wood. You know what I mean? So it's quite scary. Okay, let's go back. Jola, es ist wichtig zu wissen, dass genau, wir haben darüber im Blogbeitrag geschrieben. Yes, that's what I wanted to say as well. The CCHR. So for the ones who were not here at the beginning, is Citizen Commission of Human Rights, and in Germany it's called KVPM. Let me see. Let me go back. Oops, that was the wrong one. What's going on? KVPM. Go back to German. Kommission für Verstöße der Psychiatrie gegen Menschenrechte Deutschland. So that's their website in German. I use Chrome, so you can actually change and get the website translated into English. You can also change, original is German, and then you can say, oops, we'll go here. Give me, for example, French, and then translate. The entire website is translated into French. You just go back to English. So that's the website. KV. Why didn't it go back to German here? Commission KVPM. Okay, let's go back. Thank you, Yolanda. What would I do without you? Yeah, I know you have written that, but I just wanted to chat as well a little bit. Think about east of the Netherlands. We're high up and pretty close. Okay, I get you. East, that way. I'm going to check Google Map in a minute. Dawn. New name. Our news must sound absolutely awful to the rest of the world. It's sensational and happens too often, but it's still not the norm. I live 60 miles from the city, but feel safe there. Look, I know it. I'm not saying everything comes from the US, okay? But I am someone who, I don't really watch the news anymore. I'm constantly on YouTube. Hey You. Hey You is similar to Hulu you have in the US. It's actually more, it's for the UK. It's an app on the Amazon Fire Stick, and you have to pay for it. And it's all the programs that are aired tonight in the US are being shown the next day on that app here in the UK. So, like, for example, the Real Housewives of etc. And other different other programs are on there. So I watch Netflix, I watch Discovery Plus. Yeah, that's what I watch. I don't watch normal television anymore because in the UK you need to pay a TV license when you watch live television. But this TV license, if it was going to the government like a charge or a tax, then I wouldn't have an issue. But it's actually you paying the BBC, and BBC is the British Broadcasting Company. And if I watch Channel 4 has nothing to do with the BBC. So, but apparently, anything that you watch live, you need to have a TV license for it. So, well, I mean, live from, say, if the BBC is doing a live on YouTube, then I would have to, and I want to watch it, I need a TV license. I don't want to pay for it. So, how did I get to this? But yeah, I do watch a lot. I mean, I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. Like I love watching Dr. Phil. Uh, uh, there are channels who create. They put all the episodes in 3-4 hours videos, and sometimes I don't have to watch, but I can listen, so I have a background. So that's nice. But since he moved to his own TV channel, he's too political now for me. So he should have stayed where he was. Been to the US a few times. It didn't feel unsafe. I have to say, new name and Dawn. I've been to New York 3 times. I've been to Sacramento, San Francisco. I've been to Las Vegas 3 times, twice for work. Well, the company I was working, they had the in-house university in Henderson in Las Vegas. In New York, I never felt unsafe. Manhattan, I never felt unsafe. We went once to Harlem, everyone saying, don't go there. And I'm like, I don't care. I want to go to see the gospel. And I didn't feel unsafe. Everyone was nice to my mom and I and myself because we're nice people too. And perhaps because we're people of small stature, they, instead of having a laugh because of that, they engage and talk to you, and we are nice. So, and we are not such ugly girls. Joking. Don't say I don't watch the news either. Look, I have a little bit of notification from some apps on my phone coming up with news, but that's about it. And if it sounds important, then I click on it and then I go and check. But that's about it. Ah. It's Mama Écureuil. Well, because I was gonna cancel it too. But now that I have this temporary job, I decided to keep it for a little while. The problem is, though, with Netflix in the UK, you don't have the same stuff as Netflix in the US. So, do you remember a few months ago, or not even that far away, 2 months ago, when the documentary about Scientology was on Netflix? It wasn't on Netflix UK. I still haven't seen it. Yeah, so yeah, YouTube Premium is. You're in the UK. How much is YouTube? Oh, it's nearly 15 quid, right? How much do I pay? I don't know what I pay. Okay, so let's go back quickly and then we can continue having a little bit of a chat. Everyone tells me I do have a VPN, but if Actually, I never tried it with Netflix. I'll try that. I will try that. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back quickly. So, yeah, I didn't have the information, but it's great. Thanks to Yolanda and Faza. The protest in Berlin on the 29th of November is a no go. Yes. Thank you, Yolanda, for the information. Yeah, guys, I know I have. Gee, I have installed it everywhere. What is it called? Something with a shark in it. Yeah, do it later. I need new glasses. Sorry, guys. Why don't we find what we want to find? Oh, sorry. It's getting colder. Surf shark. Seriously, I'm getting old, guys. Okay, so yeah, don't you faster than me. Thank you very much. I haven't seen you before, Don, so thank you very much for joining. I know it's not a very exciting live, but I haven't been live since about 2 weeks since I did the dwarfism awareness live. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get more people to be interviewed. Well, when I say people, ex-Scientologists, I want to continue my series with ex-Scientologists in Europe, but in Europe it's difficult. There's still how you say that still difficult to get them to speak up. But still, I had how many from Europe? I had Balázs and Samuel, Bianca, and Ludovic. So four. Four is not bad. So I would like to try to find out if I can interview some from the US and some from Australia. I'm trying. I have contact with someone in Belgium, but so look, that's fine. I just want to get the word more out in Europe. We need more of the stories of ex-Scientologists because that's important. And I just really, I don't really like to get involved in any kind of drama. I just want them to please stop having issues online. If you have issues, do that in the backside. But what is important is that we continue to hear their stories so that ex-Scientologists in other countries, not only in Europe, but in other countries, come forward and start telling their stories too, so that the governments around the world start to listen and start doing something against Scientology, right? So I'm gonna try. I started writing emails again. Emails, fair enough. I do copy and paste and change the name, but some people, two people in Europe have declined. One of them, I was a bit disappointed, but that's fine. They don't have to, right? They don't have to. What else did I want to say? But I will continue and persevere until, and then I want to do a little series as well to try to interview people that activists, the ones that are on the streets, like um, I'm still want to do the one with Manning 8, but he's traveling now a little bit. I think he's in New York at the moment. Or has he moved already from New York? I can't remember. Oh, he's in no, he's in New York. So we had technical issues a few weeks ago. So he said it's fixed. So perhaps we can then do that. I want to interview at MD Media. I want to try to interview Confident Chris. Who knows? But I have to email. I emailed others from LA, and no one has had the courtesy to reply and say no thank you. They just didn't reply. So okay, that's fine. I'll just gonna persevere, and that's it. So let me come back to the chat quickly. I learned of you from your chat with Natalie Webster. Oh, you saw Natalie interviewing me on Tuesday, right? Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind. You're always welcome here. Like I said, well, if you haven't watched at the beginning, my chats, people in general know each other now, and they know each other from other chats on other channels. Because I'm a small channel, people are not nasty. We haven't had any trolls yet. I want to keep it like that. People just be nice to each other, loving, kind, respectful. And when you like that, the other people will be like that too. And if they're not, then I'll kick them out. I'm against blocking people from my channel, but if it's really nasty, then I will have to decide on the spot. Rachel, thank you so much. Yeah, because you see, guys, and Don, because you knew, I don't want to make it too serious either. And I'm a bit a stupid cow, I like to have a good laugh and talk about, sometimes a bit stupid things about me. But oh, hello, cats hate colds. Oh, I like that. It's a bit of a tongue thing for me. Cats hate colds. Loved your life with Natalie. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. It was a good interview, right? Yeah. Um, um, let me see. Yes, so I've done that already. Thank you, Mahmoud. I always like to hear suggestions. As I always tell you guys, I'm an old woman and my brain doesn't work that quickly anymore. I have done that. I just haven't come around watching everything. Yeah, because from not working at all for a few months, for nearly 6 months, and then suddenly working, and then not even can't work from home, and I have to go into Edinburgh, and working, coming. The days are long, and when I come home, I can't even sit down. I need to feed the dogs and the cat, take the dogs out. They haven't had me all week, all day. I mean, sorry. So that's important. But yeah, I made a private, playlist for myself to put documentaries and things like that in there. I have also French ones, Belgian ones, etc. So thank you, though. Thank you. I will remember that now. Yeah, you see, new name says as well. Great idea. Uh, every suggestion is always good for me. Who is Sophia? I don't see anyone called Sophia. Or is Cats Hate called Sophia? Probably, yeah. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, no. I thought it was older. concentrate on the ones around the south of Germany. There's a bigger central than in the rest of Germany. Okay, I will check with Yolanda as well because she knows all the. Fausa takes, well, you don't, you know that, macht mir doch egal. Fausa concentrate on German speaking part of Switzerland, Germany, and Austria. So she probably will know that. Ah, macht mir doch egal. I didn't know your name was Sophia. Ooh, I'm gonna try to remember that. Sophia, Sophia. Oh, no, it's not this. No, I'm not gonna start singing because you're gonna have a heart attack. Sorry. Even the Coke stays cold in here. Wait a second. Where's cat? Hate colds? I'll show you my cat if she wants to move away from my electric blanket, Rachel. Oh, meow. Come on, just say hello to the lovely people. No, show your face. Priya, you have such a lovely face. Ooh, it's my tiger. Okay, here. Go back on there. That's my tiger. Sorry, cats hate colds, Laura. That's a very nice name too, though. Mach mir doch egal. It says, I'm Sophia. Most people struggle with my handle for some reason, and I simplified it. I have no problem with your handle. Macht mir doch egal, right? No, I understand what you mean. My fight that I have sausage fingers as well, so I understand what you're saying. Pretty kitty. He's not a kitty. He's a tiger, my cat. My cat Bria, she is the head of this household, even though I'm working for my money. I'm feeding them. She thinks she runs it. Mm? And the dogs? Oh. Ooh, I have forgot. Well, I have a dog lying behind me, but she's snoring. And she never wants to sit up and show her face. And Baxter is a Pomeranian, but an overgrown, a throwback Pomeranian, so he's much bigger than the tiny little ones. He's over there sleeping, and at the moment he's shedding, so all the hairs are flying around. It's horrendous. I brush him and it comes off like that. This is the first year where it's really bad. I mean, but here in Scotland, we didn't really had a summer. I was hoping for an Indian summer. We didn't have it. We had some very nice days, but it's not the same as nice, really warm. Where am I? We have 3 mini panthers, so I get it. But don't my dogs, I call them tigers as well, so it's quicker to say, oh, my zoo. My mother, who's 90, she says, oh, I'm glad you have animals, you're not too lonely. And I say, oh, I might get another animal. And she said, what? And I do it on purpose. It's not, I had enough with 3, but I made her believe I wanted a monkey. And she's like, no. And I'm like, yes. How sweet would that be? And my mother got berserk. But hey, listen, she turned 90 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now. Even though, if you look at her picture, if you look at my community page, I posted a picture of her about 2 weeks before her birthday. She doesn't look her age at all. But I like to scare her a little bit. Ah, hi, I'm X Mandy McGee. How are you? Thank you for joining. I hope you're doing well today. So, Sophia, Yolanda hat was mit der. It's in German, sorry. Yolanda hat was mit der Offenheit gegenüber alternativen Medizin zu tun, wie sehr besonders hochprofil ist, außerhalb sind Vorbehörden. Look, I don't know if Yolanda is still here because she's been quiet for a while. And because I'm on Streamyard, I can't see who is. Compared to YouTube, I can see who is on. She's still here. Guys, sorry, I'm not going to start translating that because I'm tired. It's just between Sophia and Yolanda. Okay, guys, I think, how long have we been on? Anything else you guys want to discuss? Oh. I'm retired from managing a small animal shelter. I do still foster kitten. Lots of work, but so much fun. You see, I would love to foster baby kittens, but I wouldn't give them back. That's my problem. That's why I never wanted to foster children, because the heartbreak if you get a good relationship with a child that you foster, and then they either can go back to their families or they're being adopted by someone or by a good family. That would be such a big heartache for me. Bye bye, Yolanda. Thank you for everything. I'll speak to you soon. Have a good weekend too. Yeah, I'm not putting that up, Sophia. It's for Yolanda. What did I want to say? Yeah, so if you remember what I was saying at the beginning, CCHR in France has become tax exempt. CCHR was co-founded by Scientology and this professor, Dr. Thomas Schash or Sachash. I can't pronounce that. It's Hungarian. If Balázs would be here, he could probably tell me how to pronounce it. So, yeah. You see, guys? It's flying everywhere. I'll just a second. I'll just give just for you guys. If, like I said, if you use the web browser from Google, so Google Chrome, you can translate the website to English. This is Farza's website, so Yolanda's website. It's thank you very much, Dawn and sorry, I'm trying to remember. Cats hate colds. and MX Mandy McGee. Thank you so much for joining. And sorry. Did I thought I copied and pasted that. No, it's correct. Sorry, it's correct. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. No, I'm still here. I'm still here. We have about 10 or 15 minutes. The dogs haven't reacted yet, so they're not asking for FOOD. I'm not going to say the word yet. So we are good for a little while. But I'm hungry too. So yeah. No, it's I was reading Yolanda and who else? And Sophia saying bye bye. So I said bye bye too. I didn't mean bye bye to everyone, but um normally I have so much to say about so much other things. Oh, sorry. That's better. But I was actually concentrating more on this Citizen Commission of Human Rights. Um, I will continue to look into it and see what happens there. I need to check with Ludovic as well. Perhaps he has more information if that's going to make any kind of impact on Scientology doing something else. As you remember, they had the opening of the new building of the new Celebrity Center building. I think it was beginning of April, and even though they bought the building many years prior to this year, I think it was they thought through it. They thought it. Sorry, I can't speak anymore. It was scheduled and programmed to be opened this year because of the Summer Olympics being held in Paris. And we did see, and I did a short about it as well, that with the No Drugs campaign and front group, they, how you say that, they even had children distributing their leaflets. So that was another way of trying to recruit people. And so every time we hear something here in Europe, mainly I get the information by FASA. And if you're wondering why FASA doesn't have a YouTube channel, this is because of the Swiss laws are quite tough, actually. And don't forget, Switzerland is not a European country, even though Switzerland is in the middle of Europe. Yeah, Switzerland is not a part of the EU. So their laws are much tougher. They do comply, though, with a lots of European laws as well. But we Swiss, we are not European. Sorry. Oh. So, and the laws are quite different. So, for example, because they're very often, not very often, but they often do actually go out and protest. Like, for example, Scientology Zurich, a month or so ago, perhaps a bit longer ago, they celebrated the 50th anniversary. So Faza was there, and there were the building wasn't decorated. Scientologists came and they had to bring their own how you call that, cakes, etc. So yeah, it's funny though. But if they're on the street and being live on YouTube, they can't do that because, or then if they do that, they can't film anyone passing by. So that's quite difficult to do. Um, if you just record on the street, then before you upload it on YouTube, you will have to pixelate everyone's face. So that they don't have the time to start pixelating everyone's faces of their YouTube videos. So that's the reason they don't have. So they very often let me know about it, and I'll do it on my channel. And yeah, so yeah, I see the numbers have dropped, so I think I'm gonna take this as a cue, and I'm gonna say goodbye as well. And I will try to keep it up, doing a Saturday and perhaps a Wednesday live. Um, and also, what did I want to say as well? Yeah, and my second channel at the moment, there is no point in you checking it out. It's empty at the moment. So I will start uploading, creating my videos about the recaps of the programs I'm watching, and we'll take it from there. Okay. I let me see. Don, again, thank you so much for joining today, as well as um, you see, I forgot cats hate colds. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. I hope I'm not too boring, but yeah, I'll do my best, guys. I gonna do another video, but in French about this. Oh, Irish Mod, I forgot about you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Irish Mod is my most faithful follower. She's always here every time, and Rachel as well. I'm so sorry. I guys, sorry. I'm just sometimes a bit overwhelmed by everything, if you know what I mean. So I wish you a good night, Dawn, a good day. New name, if you're still here, have a wonderful trip and bring the heat back up. If we get snowstorms, etc., we don't want that right now. So I wish you all a good night, and all the best to everyone. I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Here we go. Bye bye.